There you go. Perfect. Okay. Uh, just give like a quick moment just before, like just so we can, kind of like collect your thoughts, everything right after that previous presentation. But anyway, hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to this next workshop, the Developer Guide to Earning with Frontends workshops. My name is ZX Stim. I'm the dev rep for Bifrost. I'll walk you through this workshop. We have two parts. First one is liquid staking fundamentals, and then the next one is the one about frontends, because I need to give you some context regarding like how do you earn with the frontends. So our Bifrost protocol, we have this very unique mechanism, RSP mechanism, for you to earn income very easily. So the workshop will be quick note. The workshop will be more like an overview. All details can be found on our developer documentations. We also have videos as well, so feel free to hop over and just take a look at it. So yeah, this one is more of an overview. Nothing go into details everything, because within Bifrost who believe in AI assisted to do a better job than even me. I think my role should be like giving you some ideas and helping you, inspiring you to be able to work on something to make some money. Anyway, next. Oh, sorry. Uh, Okay. So here's the QR to this presentation. If you would like to follow along on your own, so feel free to scan it. You have your phone. You can grab it, scan it, or if you're on your phone, a little bit hard. But yeah, I give you guys like a minute or two for you to do some scan, and then move on to the next slide. So just kind of like chill a little bit. Okay, hope you guys are done. So we're gonna hop over to the first part, which is liquid staking fundamentals. So give you some context, what Bifrost is. I have to kind of explain to you guys what is traditional staking on Polkadot. So traditional staking Polkadot include on Polkadot we have these nomination pools. Essentially, it's like these collective. Think of them as like collective, where dot holders can join, or basically means that you deposit your dot into these nomination pools, and then so you become essentially pool members into this. So basically, you're pooling your nominations, and then each of these nomination pool would have a nominator. Right? Some of them actually have more. So then once your dot is delegated to different nominator and depending on nomination pool, and then based on the nominated proof of stake mechanism of Polkadot, different nominator will select randomly different validators to build and propose blocks to get included into the Polkadot blockchain. Right. However, so this is how Polkadot does staking at the moment. This is the vanilla way of doing staking, and there's some disadvantages of this approach, namely these attributes. So you have locked liquidity. So essentially, once you deposit your dot into this nomination pool, essentially your dot is just locked in there. Right? You're not going to use it. Of course, you involve with staking, you will get your yield on the stuff, but then your liquidity is inside. You're not be able to. You cannot use it anymore. Right? So there's an inefficiency when it comes to this, and you cannot use it anymore. So no on-chain operativity. You cannot use it. Cannot get involved with any other yield-making opportunities. You cannot take this liquidity into anything else. So this is so, and then you don't also don't have voting power. So once you're in the nomination pool, you don't get to vote on proposals and so on. So and you also, for you to unlock your dot from nomination pool at the moment, it's 28 days unlock period. It's really long. So then but of course there's two parts of it that's very important for staking, especially with nomination pools, is you are participating in decentralizing Polkadot, your partner, and also you are helping to secure Polkadot, the chain, right? So these are the two things. But of course, it comes with some of the drawbacks, the 5 points over here. But when it comes to Bifrost liquid staking, it's slightly different. So once you have your dot and you with Bifrost liquid staking solutions, you take your dot and then you would interact with Bifrost liquid staking module, And what it does is basically you're sending your dot into this quote. You can think of that as like a program or like a smart contract. But Bifrost is basically like a parachain. So it's like a smart contract on steroid. It's massive. It's like a whole chain in itself, its own block space and everything. So you're sending your dot into this program on-chain program, and works like a smart contract. And then in return, Bifrost will, but the module will mint of an equivalent amount of V dot and send it back to you. So V dot, this is the one that will give you the magic, the Bifrost magic going forward. But then the Bifrost liquid staking module also follow the same process, just like normal staking. We don't violate the protocol anyway, or we don't get treated any different, except the part that we take your dot, we pull that together, and then we have this system that basically we have this Bifrost nominator, and it's like a intelligent system that will pick and choose automatically pick and choose kind of validator, kind of stuff, uh, based on the nominated proof of stake mechanism of Polkadot. So what's the advantage? Big one is liquidity unlock. If you remember, you will get the V dot. This V dot also has value because even your capital is locked. This V dot also carries value. It represents a claim it represents a claim to your original dot that you deposit. So it has value in it. So it has so then you can start participating in different DeFi campaigns or DeFi protocols. For example, you can mint VDOT and participate in hydration. You can trade on there, you can LP on there, you can lock it, lending, all that kind of stuff. So both of these things are available in many places that we already have done integrations. So your liquidity is unlocked. You can do a bunch of stuff with it. That means your capital efficiency is much higher compared to this. Your capital is locked. You can do so. Basically, you are not only getting yield from providing stake to proof of stake, you also can be able to participate in DeFi. So you're getting extra yield. And I have another diagram explaining this in details. And the other one is like V dot is very easy to go cross chain because we leverage a hybrid bridge, and we take this V dot like go tons of places, Asset Hub, Bifrost chain, hydrations, and the attrition is XCM. But then you can also bridge that to other ecosystem as well, or vice versa. So there's a lot of advantages for holding VDOT. You also have full voting power retentions. We have a voting module allowing you to still be able to vote in OpenGov proposal with your VDOT. Because we know how much you stake inside the system, so we will still be able to provide you the service. We have flexible redemption period. So there are two ways for you to redeem. You can either redeem by going through a normal process, which is you request redemptions. So when we would do the whole process, just like nomination pool, then it would take like a while, like 28 days, exactly the same. Except we also have the ability for you to swap out of it. So VDOT, you can swap over to DOT directly so that you get instant redemption. So your VDOT turn to DOT, of course, cost a little fee, but if you want it fast, that's what you need to do. We also have like other things like like instant redemption, that kind of stuff, which is somewhat similar to similar to like swap, except we have an instant redemption pool that is incentivized differently. Of course, same thing. Because we like Bifrost, we participate in nomination pool as well, like the same proof of stake that same as everyone. That means you're still helping Polkadot to be more decentralized, and you're also helping to secure the chain. So the same thing, except with a lot more, perks. Okay, now go a little bit deeper on how exactly what I mean by more capital efficient, or what is the benefit here, right? How much more I can earn. So I'll give you like a simple breakdown over here. So let's say day zero, which is right now. Let's say right now you got 10 dot, and you go straight to Bifrost like a staking module. You deposit it in. This rate is a little bit a while ago, but just use this as a reference. So you take your dot, you deposit into the Bifrost liquid staking modules. You go to app.bifrost.io. You can do this one. Your 10 dot goes in. You will mint, in this case, 6.83 V dot out. So then now your dot is being proactively participate in consensus, is earning proof of stake yield from there. Now you take your V dot, you go to another chain, for example, hydration. Let's take hydration as an example. So hydration allows you to LP plus farm APR, uh, which is let's say okay, well, the let's say the LP plus farm APR right now on hydrations is 1% plus 9% is equal to 10%. Right. So then after 365 day, you take from your hydrations, you take it out, you would end up with 7.51 V dot, and then once you exchange 7.51 V dot, you would get 12.48 dot. You get way more than you would have gotten if you are just doing like just the 10 dot at the end. So you got way more. So the effective APY that you would get is about 15%. So you're getting a much better deal compared to if you just sticking into nomination pool. It's because you essentially it's like a form of leverage. You locking it in, it's participating in consensus, you're still earning yield, but then you have a representation of your stake, and then you can start using that as basically the same roughly equivalent value. Go to different protocol, they will provide you extra incentives for you to do these things. So what's Bifrost USP? So USP, so traditional LSD protocol, for example, you think about on on the Ethereum side, you have Lido, you have Rocket Pool on these things, or just nomination pool, as I mentioned just before. On like different LSD provider. The one of the thing with what these one is, they usually just single ecosystem, so there's no standardization. What Bifrost offers is we offer many chains. So besides like VDOT, we also have VETH. We also have like a bunch of other like liquid staking tokens from different ecosystem. All of these liquid staking tokens, we also share the same interface for you to interact with it. So then it's very easy. Once you integrate with one of them, it's basically you integrate with all of them. So then it's super easy for you to kind of like pick and choose what kind of product you want to get involved with. If you can do VDOT, you can do VETH, you can do like coming up, we have new liquid staking token as well. Of course, very decentralized. We take this idea very seriously for us. We have our own security process, all that kind of stuff, and making sure that the controls are properly set up. Then the biggest thing is liquidity aggregation. So essentially, Bifrost acts as like the source of liquidity for everything. So whatever ecosystem that you interact with, basically everything gets bridged into Bifrost to act as accounting. So think of Bifrost as like a massive accounting, like accounting smart contract, right? So all the accounting is on there. All your stakes, everything is kept in within Bifrost. We know at all times like how much you have in the ecosystem. So then it's also very nice is when all of these liquidity can be shared, regardless where you're bridging in. For example, if you have a liquid staking, if you have the V dot on Asset Hub, or you have the V dot on and the V dot hydration, all these things share the same liquidity on Bifrost, and whatever the stuff on there is just representation. So what we can also have is just much higher liquidity on Bifrost for you to do a lot more things. So when you swap, less slippage. If you farm, you get much bigger farm. Um, Governance usage, of course, a lot of other liquid staking provider, they don't provide you governance participation compared to Bifrost. So Bifrost, we try our best to if there's a way to participate in some form of governance with the tokens, we will do our best to be able to pass you that right during the staking, just like as much as possible. For some chain, it's not possible. For example, for Ethereum, we cannot do it because Ethereum doesn't have a ecosystem governance like Polkadot, like with OpenGov. So we don't offer that service but for Polkadot, we do offer voting representation with your stake all in one. Set a gas fee on Bifrost chain. You can set a bunch of things as gas fee. Super simple, and increase utility for the LC token. So that's the very specific USP for us. Which kind of reinforce the positioning that Bifrost has, which is essentially We want to be this one-stop shop for liquid staking for basically everyone, leveraging the power of Polkadot to run the parachain, the Bifrost parachain. But essentially, we would provide a service to a bunch of different ecosystem, bunch of different chains, and all of them will get all the quality will get pulled, aggregated into Bifrost, ensuring the best user experience and also developer experience, because all of these things would share the same interface, so that it's super easy to integrate with them. Super easy. Now let's go to next part. Right, I will next quite important, which is the front end part. So what does it? What do you know? When I say you can earn with front ends, what does that mean? So essentially, if you look at that, here's like a somewhat like a you zoom back out a little bit. This is how this whole SLPX protocol on all like Bifrost staking module look like, with this ability to cross chain. So on a bunch of so how does Bifrost interact with a bunch of different chains, like for example, like Asset Hub, or for example, Ethereum, for example, Base or Hydration, all these things. So we have on like for general purpose chain, like on like Asset Hub, we would have this contract called SLPX deploy on there, and then with this SLPX like contract, it would act like a relay or like an outpost contract for user on those chains to interact with. In this hackathon, for this hackathon, you think that Asset Hub, but there's also like other options we offer as well. We're leveraging the capability of Hybrid Bridge, which is a very safe, secure bridging protocol based on proof rather than like multi-sigs, which is very important for DeFi, provided the level of TVL that we're handling. So we use Hybrid Bridge for safety on that part. So then all these SLPX provide basically a super simple way to integrate for everyone, for RSP. RSP represent for rewards share program that we have. So essentially, RSP would allows you to, as a developer, you can build front ends. So and then the only thing you need to do is go in our forum, sign up and get a channel ID for us to know, like, okay, which who, like to attribute which stake belongs to who, for us to do the split, the fee split. But fundamentally, for you, you can build front ends on all of these chains. You can build an Asset Hub, you can build Ethereum, you can build Base, Arbitrum, blah, etc., etc. We have a lot of options. So you can go there, you build all these front ends, or you can even build protocols on top of it, and you still do the same thing. Basically, we have all these accountings nailed down, so you can build front ends. Or if you want to go from a protocol, no issues, no problem. We split you regardless. So, but the one that I see very often is front because you don't have to pay for smart contract auditing, that kind of stuff. So starting out front end is like perfect, beginning, perfect starting point for you to start building up your user base, community, all that kind of stuff. And then if you feel like, oh wow, I got a lot of users, I got a tons of people. Of course, look, you can build on you can build apps on web apps. You can build desktop apps. You can build apps on mobile, on iPad, all that kind of stuff. So there's tons of things you can build front ends. So think about front ends as like it's not just web apps. It can also be mobile apps. It can also be agents that interact with this protocol. So it can be like super flexible. Think about it. And you can treat SLPX essentially like an API layer. So you can interact with them. And permissionless API, that means anyone can interact with it. The only thing, if you don't need to uh, get our permission to interact with SLPX protocol, which is on these like outpost relay that lives on all those different chains. But if you want to get the fee split, you have to open a forum proposal, and then we set it up for you. So once you do all the setup, everything, and you mint, people go through your front ends, right, or your protocol, whichever you feel comfortable with to build. We would know how much tokens has been minted via your quote unquote like channel ID, and based on that, we would do a referral split. It is up to 50% LSC fee that we collect. So right now we collect 10%. So for example, someone the TVL is like $1 million, and then the $1 million would generate like X amount of staking revenue, like which is in the form of dot. We would take 10% of that, and then within that 10%, we can split up to 50% of that 10%. So you get like 5% of owner fees that so you get basically 5% of the staking, yeah, the staking yield essentially. You think about that. So yeah, so then it's so you basically you can earn very quickly. You don't have to go through the whole process or try to get product market fit. LST is like a pre-proven like a use case for liquid staking for like within DeFi. So then it's pretty. You can go and go to market immediately, set up a front end, which with AI at the moment is super quick for you to build, and just go to market and launch. And not just that, we also will give you some help. So we have a Bifrost Builder program, which will provide you with grants, liquidity, right? Get some grants. Like if you need some, like for example, you build front ends and it's like, oh wow, I'm finished. I got the front end, everything ready, and I want to like launch, right? So then if you want a little bit easier start, you can start like a rewards program and all these things to how to get people like to attract to you. So we can also provide you with small grants for you to do like go to market marketing, all that kind of stuff. So of course it's not like crazy amount, and we stop giving grants for you just build, right? Because we have with AI at the moment we have a lot of people building stuff already. So we want people to actually be able to bring things to market. That's something that we focus in. We also there's we can also give you a lot of marketing help. So quote unquote like we can essentially closely working with us. You become like official dedicated front end, quote unquote like have like a partner front end, and then we will help check your front end, making sure everything's good. Will help you to feel like, okay, is the UX feeling well, that kind of stuff. And then give you a couple tweets here and there for you to kind of get approach to the community, and for you to get integrated, for you and give you as like that initial boost when you get started. Of course, most of the work it should be driven by you. We only can help you to. It's like we only can give you a little bit extra, like give it a little extra boost, but everything is you and you, but like basically like you should be the driver of this car, like not us, like we just help it along the way. Technical help, so I'm here with the Bifrost team. I would, yeah, if your platform is open source, which for you to qualify for the grants you need to be, then I take a look at the source code, and then I will give you technical help. I give you just things you should be mindful of, that kind of stuff. All those things, even helping you with the UX or something you get stuck. Give me, ping me, and then I will give you some help on that. So a lot of tech. Also, these things like something we provide for free of charge, part of the Bifrost Builder program. And how to get there? So basically, you can go to this. You can scan the QR code, and then you can go to the website. Or if you're watching this on a desktop, you can grab your phone, do a scan, you will go there. If not, then I can read you the website, which is developers.bifrost.io. Very simple. Developers with the S .bifrost.io. So you can go there, take a look. You see like we have all the resources on there, lots of write-ups. We have videos on the YouTube channels. We have like AI stuff. Everything's on there. Super easy to get started building front ends and start earning money. So, and that's it for the workshop. Thank you very much for joining. I wish you all good luck for the hackathon up ahead. Peace out. Yeah, enjoy. Yeah.